Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan. Timing pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
8:30 this morning, so legitimately, as I'm trying to tell you about my day, how you guys doing? Good to see you over there. Well, hello, friends. In the words of Jim Nance, welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep. I'm your host, Braylon Edwards.
I like that. The
really,
Mr. Rogers
really good Wednesday. Feeling good. Hope you are too. The gang's all here.
You like that?
You like
like hello, friends?
You like that?
You don't think it's corny?
Who is that? That's
you're right.
Kirk Cousins.
Jim Nance. Jim Nance.
No,
You're right.
you like that?
Oh, that's Kirk Cousins. Yeah. Well, he was in Washington, telling the media. He walks through the. You like that?
You like that?
I kind of like that. Cool.
Well, I hope the fans like our show. We love our show. I'm glad
too.
to present it to you. I'm your host, Braylon Edwards, and this is my co-host, Shep. Shep, what is the word, man? I'm excited today.
You're always excited. What do you act like that's a surprise to me?
You know what? That's actually good to hear.
Yeah.
Like
you always
excited.
come in with high energy.
See, Cam, thank you. You got good energy.
Yeah.
But I'm a little.
Cam gives us one of these.
That's my guy over there, man. Kool-Aid's my guy as
look,
well, my
I'm
right
fired
hand.
up, man.
I'm super excited because of something that I saw yesterday, but we will get into that in a minute. Start off by saying,
I am super excited about something I saw earlier today.
Then you go.
Okay.
You go. You told me you were excited.
Super excited.
I'll call him.
I should just so people know, every day Braylon sends a text to the group and he says good morning. That's the first thing he says. If you don't say good morning back, you're gonna hear from it.
I don't play those games, man.
No, you don't.
I give you a greeting,
I don't
you
blame
give me one back.
So it makes me feel pretty good that you say good morning, and it forces me to say good morning. And it feels like you got to accomplish something.
Yeah.
You know that old brigadier general who says, you want to accomplish something? Accomplish making your bed. It's the first thing you wake up in the morning, you accomplish the bed.
Facts.
Right? So I get that. So when you say good morning, it starts the day out right.
6 a.m. reveille, baby. Today was 5:15.
Yeah. Well, I beat you by 15 minutes, but it's not a race. It's not a race, okay?
Son of a-
I wouldn't if I didn't have to. But here's the thing. I saw something yesterday that made me appreciate what you and many of your colleagues have done and what players just went through at the collegiate level and what so many pros go through while they get to the professional level. That made me go, I'm not sure people truly understand this and how difficult it is. So let me put the numbers up. You played high school football. I played high school football. Cam played soccer. Kool-Aid played some football. Okay, whatever sport. Okay, but football especially because you could consider that it's America's game.
Yeah, it is.
Right? We like to say baseball is America's game.
It used to be.
We like to say basketball is America's sport. This is from the NFL. Over 1 million players play high school football.
There you go.
Okay? As a senior, there's roughly 310,000 who stick through it. Okay? In the NCAA, there are over 70,000 football players. 70,000. Freshmen, 20,000 are playing. So the percentage of high school players to play at the collegiate level is 6.5%. This is annually, by the way, okay? The seniors who are playing is roughly 16,000, all right? Okay. There are, of those 16,000, 6,500 are being scouted by the National Football League. Now, keep this in mind. There are only 256 guys drafted.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, think about that. There are 350 invited to the combine. You still got 100 guys going to Indianapolis going, you know what? I may not get drafted.
And they don't.
All right? The rookies who make the team, not all 256 make it. A lot of seventh rounders, some of those sixth rounders, maybe even some of the fifth rounders get outplayed. 200 guys are making teams. Yep. That means the percentage of players going from whatever school they went to, Michigan State, Michigan, whatever, Central Michigan, that go to the NFL, 1.5% are playing. Yeah. On top of that, you played 8 years in the National Football League. 150 per year. Make it 4 years, okay? And then they've got the breakdown of how much it costs. If you're lucky enough to be one of the 6.5% to become an NCAA football player and one of the 1.5% of that group to make it to the NFL, you are lucky to get 3 years out of it. You got 8. I got another buddy who got 8. Another buddy who got 7. Yeah, sing it, Steve Austin. Absolutely. That's an unbelievable accomplishment. Look at those numbers and digest them for just a minute. And then you can sit back and say, you know what? I'm proud of the Braylon breakdown. I'm proud of the records I set at Michigan. That right there with those numbers, that puts it in perspective, doesn't it?
I appreciate that.
Damn.
Oh, man.
In the words of my friend Terry Mills, God damn, that is tough stuff right there.
Shout out to T. Mills from Deep.
Right?
You know what the number I look at, Shep?
What?
This is where all my money went. This is where all my chicken. They stole all my chicken, all my cheese, all my bread, all my quan, all the coin. Uncle Sam had his hand deep in my pocket.
It's unreal, isn't it?
Because $420,000, that ain't scratching the surface, Shep. But that's between you and I. But that's between you and I. I appreciate that, man. It's tough.
No, seriously, look at it. If you digest those numbers, me just saying it doesn't do it justice. I had to look at this for an extended period of time because I was one of the million. I was one of the 310,000. That's it.
It takes God giving you the ability. Starts there.
Want to.
Hey, amen.
100%. It takes the want to. It takes the dedication. It takes people putting you in the right spaces, like my family, my mom, my dad.
Right.
I mean, I followed the path of my father. You know, so but it's just not easy because he played.
Yeah.
You know, my mother was able to beat the path for me.
Yeah.
My little league coaches, my grandmother. There's so many people that push you to the fact.
Because your father's part of this too.
My father's part of it because my dad got 6.
Now
my dad got 6 years.
Break that down further, and that's pretty good for a running back. Usually a running back's 2.5 years.
Dad, especially in the 80s. Like one thing I always tell about my dad, like, and I give him kudos. Dad got drafted in the 3rd round when there were 15 rounds.
Yeah.
So if you put it in perspective, it's like that's almost like a 1st-round pick.
The numbers are going way up.
1,000%.
And not to mention the fact they ran your dad and others at that position a hell of a lot more than they do today.
And then they moved him from running back to fullback. So like now you're blocking for Earl Campbell. Now you're meeting 290-pound D tackles in the backfield.
That's
now
right.
you're meeting linebackers that are all juiced up. Because let's be real, we know what the 80s was. A lot of steroids used in the 80s.
Right.
A lot of these linebackers coming downhill full speed, running to my pop. So
Right, and then you got Gifford Nielsen handing you the ball off, but you can't figure that out. But so you got all that, all that stuff. I think that's a hell of an accomplishment, and it really made me think. So
Shep,
good
I
stuff.
appreciate that. You know why I'm excited, Shep? Outside of having some of that money Uncle Sam didn't manage to take away from me, I got a chance to see a movie, and that movie last night was portraying not an icon, not one of the icons, the icon, and that is Michael Jackson. And going into it, this is actually how I pulled up to the theater, Shep. This is how I should have pulled up to the theater. I had to practice and everything.
Can I borrow that jacket, B? Come.
I won't go too far.
You need to put a nail in your shoe. Isn't that how he did it? Right? He had nails in his shoe, I believe. Oh, it was a magnet?
It's a magnet.
Okay.
That's why he had a magnet in his shoe. That's why you know every time when he would come back, it was a slow step out.
Okay.
He's stepping out of the magnet. He's basically pulling the magnet from the floor.
I see.
And that's how he's able to move on. But
That's bad. It's still badass.
It's hella badass because you still got to be able to do that. Like I haven't seen anybody do that since. Except Chris Brown. No, I'm joking. But
yeah. I mean, your core's got to be strong to do that.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. But going to see this movie, like you know how I am about movies. I'm a movie buff, man. I don't want to go see. I'm like, I know they're gonna get it wrong. I know it's not gonna be portrayed the right way. I don't think this character is gonna be right. I don't think this era is gonna be right. I don't think this particular situation is gonna be right. I couldn't have been further from the truth. Like I don't want to give it away. I think it was really well done. Like I'm a hard critic. Like if I give you an 8, like that means you must see it tonight. Okay. That means like as soon as you leave, you gotta see it tonight. I give it 7.9, which is damn near 8. I'm a super hard critic. From the baby Michael, I give a 9 point. I give him a 9.4 out of 10. That's how good he was in terms of portraying a younger Michael Jackson, the 10-year-old Michael Jackson that Barry Gordy told him to tell him he was 8. And then they really dove into the off-the-wall Michael Jackson, the beat-it Michael Jackson, leading into the bad eventually. Jafar, Jermaine Jackson's middle son, I want to say, is the one who plays Michael Jackson. You forget that you're watching Jafar Jackson play this role in this movie. You feel like he's Michael. He embodied Michael. They did a really good job with a lot of the scenes and the sequences. Feels like you're part of the ride. Coleman Domingo, actor who plays Joe Jackson. When I tell you he was every bit of Joe Jackson, like he plays the role of the father and all of the things that you said, from being the disciplinarian, from being the, hey, you give me some lip, I'm going to put this belt to your ass, and I ain't talking about the Detroit Lions. I'm talking about in real life, but it's the hardship. It's how he grew up. And it, too, was a fun movie, but I think all in all, it was really well done. I like it. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. There was a part at the end that I took some merit away from it. It was when he transitions to something else, plays it. I didn't think that was as good as the rest, but I leave it. Michael Jackson was a great movie, and he's an amazing artist. He started taking you back. Like, I've been listening to, Off the Wall all day. I was listening to Thriller album at the gym. They all said, I don't want to ruin it. I'll spoil it. So let me stop. Because my mom has the habit of, I know you watching the show too, Ma. Mom will tell you something like this, like, it was so good. Like, I'm not going to tell you anything. Okay, I'm going to tell you this one part. Okay, like, he dies. Mom, what? That's not a major part? Like, why do I even need to watch the movie anymore? But I'm just saying, it's not that big. You're still going to enjoy it. So I won't do what my mom does, but me and Britt checked it out last night, and
did she like it as much?
She did. She stayed awake, so that's always a plus.
Is this the run that the music industry is on? It's not like they haven't done it before, right? They did it with Ray Charles.
Right, with Jamie Foxx, Oscar winner.
They did it with Selena,
J-Lo back in 95,
they did it with
96.
Buddy Holly back in the day. So they've done it recently with Elton John.
Yep.
They've done it with Elvis.
Bob Dylan.
Elvis. They've done it with Bruce Springsteen.
Neil Diamond. Well, that wasn't Neil. That was an impersonator.
You're right.
But that was like the impersonating Neil Diamond, but it was kind of, yeah.
They also did Johnny Cash.
Walk the
Line.
Walk
the Line was really good, actually.
Yeah. With Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, with Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah. So Queen, they did it with Queen.
Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah, with his name is I know his name. It'll come to.
Yeah, he was
Rami Malek.
Okay, I'll believe you. You said
it's Rami Malek.
Yeah, you could have said Kool-Aid. I would have believed you.
Kool-Aid.
So all those things.
Yeah.
All those. Do you think this is? Because there hasn't been a lot of new creative movies coming out of Hollywood. Not like they're creative in the first place. They're whacked people. Do you think this is the angle that they're taking now?
This is how I feel about Hollywood. 1,000%. I think it's twofold. One, it's lack of it's lack of originality.
Yep.
It's a couple fold. One, it's lack of originality. Two, it's so many things have been done already. Like, we've been making movies now for 100+ years. Mm-hmm. Like, you're running out of things to talk about. That's why a lot of the movies from this era that are straight on, that's where I was going, that are straight on streaming platforms, like, they're all like dark and sinister and weird and twisted and angles and like thrillers and whodunit and blah blah blah.
That's Hollywood anyway.
They're like the same type of movies.
Yeah.
So now it's like, what do you do? Well, you go back to make remakes, like Kool-Aid said. You know what? Let's reimagine this. It's been 30 years.
Let's do Space Jam
this.
again.
Oh,
yeah.
You know what? Top Gun worked Top Gun worked back in the 80s. You know what? Tom is still here. Let's do Maverick.
Exactly.
In fact, let's do another one. So you're either going to get sequels, prequels, reimagined. Like, that's what you're going to get. Or you'll get these biopics. Yeah. To your point, the biopics is the other one, because now I can just go back. Who's popular? Who's in the news? Well, this is going on. You're just getting some buzz. What if we did a Michael Jackson movie?
Some of those remakes don't cut it. Although
most of them don't.
I will say this: the one that I think was really popular, and you're a huge Rocky fan, okay?
It's Creed.
That did work. Now it used
only one.
Right, because then they started using.
The second one was like, all right, y'all should have stopped. And the third one was like, I can't believe. But you understand, because what happened? Who wasn't a part of the third one? Sylvester Stallone. They iced him out.
Yeah, I only saw the first one.
And that's all you need to see. Don't go see part 2 or 3.
Yeah,
that's a good friend.
But from what I understood, what they did was they took the second one. They built on the Rocky thoughts.
They did,
right, and storylines.
They added something. They took a really good part of the movie and they added to that. Like, you cannot have Rocky without Apollo. Like, they are simpatico. They're one and the same. Like, they cross. Like, this is the story. The story is Rocky and where he was, where Apollo was, and how they met in the middle and become friends and trainers and enemies and whatever. So what they did in that second one was a large part of what we wanted to see. Apollo dies in 4. Spoiler alert. He dies in 4, but now you come back. What was going on? What was Apollo's life? All we know is him as a fighter. All we know is who he was married to.
So it's a good storyline.
It's a great storyline.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But
This is a good one from Freddie Phillips and Shep. Don't forget Val Kilmer's insane performance in The Doors. That's a really good one.
Ooh, that was 2001, 99 or somewhere in there.
I've got to be honest with you. I don't know, but
Like, that movie was wild. Like, even how they shot that. Like, it was fast, it was quick, it was hot, it was, like, a lot going on.
I think that was the name of the movie. I could be wrong, but it's called The Doors.
It is.
Yeah. I think that was in the 90s, though.
It was, like, 90s. That's what I said, like, 96, 97, maybe.
I thought it was early 90s.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I mean, you know your movies better than I do.
I know Val Kilmer, like when you watch Top Gun Maverick, since I just brought that up, and then you realize that what was going on in the movie is going on in real life. Like, the second time I watched Top Gun Maverick, I was like, wait, is that a tear? Hold on, let me get that out of there.
Yeah.
Go that this way.
No, amen.
Yeah, so
Well, that's cool. I'm glad you.
imitating
I'm glad
life.
you were able to see that, and you gave us a quick review. And
It was good.
Next movie line Monday, maybe something comes from that movie. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll
like-
see, but I'm sure you'll know it.
And it's just, when you watch something like that, like, it makes you go back and really appreciate who that person is, and whatever biopic you go watch and whatever person you appreciate. Like, Michael was it. Like, I remember when he died. I remember the moment he died. I was at the movie theater with my parents. We were actually going to see Transformers 2 had just come out. So we're in the theater, and there was talk about it before. It was like, yo, Michael has slipped into a coma. Something might be going on with Michael Jackson. Like, we're watching Transformers opening, but you're looking at your phone. And I remember I was the guy in the theater, the loudmouth, because some ushers. Remember back in the day when ushers used to patrol the aisles?
Sure.
Yes.
Now, not so much. They like, hey, you have a ticket? All right, cool. You come in and go sit to your seat. They used to patrol the aisle. So I'm on my phone. You can see the light. And then he comes up to me. Excuse me, sir. I said, look, Michael Jackson just died. What? And you see everybody in the theater just turning around like, what? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It took us 30 minutes to even get back into the movie. I don't know what that movie was about at that time. I had to go back and watch it. But to have that and then to go back and be able to enjoy, the ride. And then to remember, the movie ends at the concert that I actually went to when I was a kid. I won't spoil it, but the movie ends at the concert when I was a kid. So now I'm having these fragmented memories of on the way to the Palace of Auburn Hills in 1988. Trying to get a sweater, and my mom slapped my hand down and said, man, get out of here. It's just some of these moments, it took me back. But to see his genius just in a movie space, a movie can't capture what he truly is. A movie can never capture what anyone truly is. It's only a snapshot. So to think about his process, to think about how he created, this greatness that will live forever, like, he truly was a genius, and it's amazing.
I always wonder about these types of movies, though, who's producing them.
Right, what's the agenda?
Yeah, is there an agenda? I'll give you an example. The Ty Cobb stuff. We saw it in Field of Dreams. We saw it in Ken Burns' documentary. We see it in the movie Cobb.
On HBO, right?
It was, yeah.
It was HBO movie.
It was all wrong. Flat out wrong.
Yeah.
He's a racist. Couldn't be further from the truth. Could not be further from the truth.
Ty Cobb wasn't a racist?
Was not a racist. No.
Based on what?
But
I'm just asking, because everything I ever heard was from stories, from police reports to other stuff, says otherwise. That's why I'm just asking.
yeah, he was. Everybody says that, and his actions. You go back and you do some research on it, and they would tell you it's just not the case. Okay, there's a lot of things like simple things like his grandfather refused to fight in the Confederate Army way back in the day. Okay, his father was a state senator who spoke up for black constituents, things like that. Cobb never said anything about a lot of things that everybody said that he did. All right, if you go back and you read some of the biographies, we get shoved stuff in our face and we just accept it at face value. I didn't know this, quite honestly, until I did some research on it while I was calling Tigers baseball in case it ever came up.
Did he kill a guy at a train station, or is that a myth too?
Did he kill a guy at a train station?
I don't know the circumstance surrounding it. I just that was a maybe urban legend. I mean, Ty Cobb was like 1920, so I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know the answer to that.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair.
But I remember there was one. There was something in the sporting news. I looked this up in my past Tigers notes.
I love that they're like accessible to you.
Yeah.
You're very detailed.
Thank you. Cobb never said anything about racing until 1952, according to the Sporting News. And he said, blacks have the right to play professional sports. And who's to say that he shouldn't? Yeah. Now, the word black was not used. Not the bad N word was used either, but it was a different word.
Negro.
Okay? Negro.
I got
Okay.
you.
But that's a direct quote according to the Sporting News. So all I'm saying is when you're producing movies, sometimes people stretch that truth just a little bit based on Yeah, I don't know if everything was said by Miracle. It's cool if it would be, but I don't know that Herb Brooks, that was his entire speech.
Right.
I don't know if I know for a fact when you look at Moneyball, Art Howe was pissed after that movie came out. Because Art Howe's like, I never said that to Billy Beane. I would never act that way toward Billy Beane. He was pissed.
And that's what happens when you do movies. Like, you're not going to get everything right.
But it makes people believe you.
This is very true.
Yeah.
And to what you're leaning at, I'll give you two examples. One, what you're leaning at, I can't say it because I don't want to spoil it for the movie, but they potentially will talk about that at a later date, if you will, because there might be. That's the most I can give you.
Mm-hmm.
But the portrayal of Joe Jackson, like, we've heard so much about what Joe Jackson was from either his kids, from people that were around, from Bill Bray, who's a security, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This movie was basically making sure that you knew Joe Jackson was a villain, like, to that point. So the agenda in this movie is like, hey, Joe Jackson, bad guy, mean guy, all about self, et cetera, et cetera. Like, they didn't have enough time to harp on. Like, at the end of the day, he cared about his family. He loved his family.
Right.
Like, he's a father doing the best he could. Gary, Indiana, like, back in the day, kids got ass whoopings. That's what came with it. I got my ass whooped, and I got hit. Like, you don't whoop Michael's ass, and maybe he's not the greatest performer of all time.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not who he was. So they went heavy on the villainous role, kind of like Ike Turner. With Lawrence Fishburne and Angela Bassett. It's like, look, you finished watching What's Love Got to Do with It, and you're like, oh, Ike Turner was an SOB.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to your point, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Ken Burns, I think maybe where you got that from Ty Cobb, as I looked into it a little bit deeper, he fought 3 people one night, a night watchman, a bellhop, and a butcher. And the belief was that they were all black, because that's what the documentary said. If you look into census reports, birth certificates, contemporary news counts, all 3 black fighters cited by Charles Alexander were in fact white.
Yeah.
So therein lies part of the difference.
Yeah.
Now, who do I believe? That's the other question. Should I believe the Alexander story? Should I believe others? I don't know. I'm just not in a hurry to believe everything that movies make to depict a certain individual.
Because they have an agenda, and that agenda is, let us give you the best version of a story so we can make the most money.
Mm-hmm. Amen to that.
Like, tell some, let's tell some truth, but the rest of it, let's make sure this bleep is entertaining. Let's make sure it's entertaining, so you want to come and spend your dollars. And obviously, it's very entertaining because so far Michael Jackson is, I think, $275 million now from Friday to today. So, movie, go see.
Go see it. So it's a highly recommended movie. My wife
it's fun
loves
too.
Michael Jackson. I'll definitely take her to it. I would say this. I think he's one of those entertainers. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what sex you are. And I sure don't care what age group you grew up in or what era you grew up in. His music makes you move.
Yeah.
Okay? You may not like pop, and I can't say that I am. I am not going to put his music on any of my Spotify lists.
Not all pop,
but when I hear the music, I'm like, man, this is good music. Music today sucks for the most part. Here's old guy again. That's good music.
Yeah, Michael Jackson's probably the second or third most famous person that ever lived, in my opinion.
Okay.
I'm just being honest.
And
the numbers are going to keep going up. I mean, from 1920 till now, there's estimated 12 billion people that have ever lived and been in existence. Like, all of them know who Michael Jackson is. And there are 30 billion people that haven't been born yet that will know who Michael Jackson is.
Sure. I think his music will obviously live on. I mean, there's going to be more affected by it for sure. I think everybody's been affected by it.
Yeah.
He is one of the rare acts that it stands the test of time.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you're going to say, Do you know when this song was made? We were talking before. I say that about the Beatles all the time. It's not like I'm a huge Beatles fan.
Yeah.
But their music's in the 60s, and they're still being played in 2026. Michael Jackson's, sure, it's not as old as the Beatles was. It's going to be played for forever. Yeah. You're not stopping that.
Yeah, so 100%.
All right, so go see it. All right, quick timeout. When we come back, we got a lot to get to.
Got to be starting something.
Braylon's going to start breaking down more Lions draft picks. Keith Abney at 3 o'clock here on the Braylon Edwards Show. When we come back, what gives you belief that the Pistons can come back? It is Game 5 tonight at LCA. Someone I know is going to be there. 2 people, part of the show, will be there. Will it make a difference? I don't know. Let's hope, but we'll find out. Ben Johnson is up next.
Let me tell you about Ben Johnson. He is the fighter, so let him fight for you. Get him in your corner. Government, insurance companies, they will try to do whatever to withhold compensation for you. Don't let that happen. And how you don't let that happen is you make Ben Johnson your first call. Maybe not your second, maybe not your third or fourth, your first. Got to make sure it's the first call. They're trial attorneys, so they want all the smoke. Settlement verdict, they will get it done and make sure you're happy. VEN Fights. That's how you get in contact with Ben Johnson Law. Ben Johnson Law Group, 20 plus years of expertise. These are the people I want in my corner.
We had some tacos yesterday. Cam, they were pretty damn good, weren't they? You bet. Art and Jake's has got some of the best tacos you will ever taste. They've got cold drinks, like 22 draft beers on tap in all 6 of their locations. And they've got 80 big screen TVs. It's perfect to watch your favorite sport. In fact, on Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, like you didn't know that already, Art and Jake's in Northville is going to host the heavyweights. They're going to broadcast live starting at 5 o'clock. You can join them and you can watch in a huge watch party the Tigers take on the Boston Red Sox. Let's hope the Tigers fare better that day than they did last night when they lost 5-2, but I digress. It's in Northville, Art and Jake's. Check it out with the heavyweights and Cinco de Mayo.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep,
Do you believe this comeback?
your favorite sports commentator, as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.
I hate to tell you, energy drinks, but you're about to be crushed. Thrive nootropic energy pouches are here to change the game by delivering steady, focused performance in a clean white pouch for a fraction of the cost. And unlike other brands, Thrive comes from an American company that's been leading the way for over 30 years. So stop drinking gut-rot energy drinks and why don't you thrive for a change? It's just better.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. With over 2,700 gyms around the country, it's the gym for you. We are all strong on this planet, and that planet is Planet Fitness. You come on down to the gym, there's no judgment. There's no judgment. Gyms are squeaky clean, and there's trainers on staff. We want you to either start your journey, continue your journey, or take that journey to the next level. And we want you to do it at Planet Fitness because we understand your fitness is essential. Now, let me tell you about Loom. Loom, shout out to Loom this weekend. Woodward Sports is taking over Loom Cannabis for their massive new Buffalo grand opening event Saturday and Sunday. This Saturday and Sunday, the 2nd and the 3rd. We're talking 30% off the entire store, 200 free goodie bags for the first 200. So you got to get there on time. You got to be. I know it's tough for people to be on time, but if you're on time, you get a chance to get 30% off the whole store and PS5, Xbox S, and big screen TVs. Now, think about that. 3 times a day. That's a lot of opportunities to win these events. Come out and see me as well as the heavyweights live Saturday on the 4th. Then catch the heavyweights again as they announce the winner of a $5,000 weekend getaway for 2 to Tulum. Hell, you don't have to take 2. You can go by yourself if you want to. But if you're there, you put yourself in contention. $5,000 Tulum, Mexico. Beautiful spot. A little gloomy outside, a little rainy outside. Mexico sounds like a fun place right now. Check it out.
Yeah.
And then that will be on Sunday. But you have to be in New Buffalo. That's the catch. If you want to get the $5,000 trip for 2 or 1 or whatever you want to do, you got to be in presence. So see you Saturday and Sunday this coming week.
Might see Anson in Mexico, too.
Ooh.
Drinking a Sun Cruiser
That would make
vodka
sense.
iced tea, and for good reason. It'll keep you cool. It'll keep you fresh. It'll keep you with a crisp sip tasting all day long. Only 100 calories, 4.5% alcohol. It is perfect for Mexico, perfect for the United States, perfect for tailgates, couch gates, you name it. It does not matter. Sun Cruiser vodka iced tea. It's the way to go, but please drink responsibly.
Why did my mom text me and say, I didn't know you dressed up for the movie? I said, Mom, that wasn't me. I said, it wasn't me.
Shout out, mama.
Shout out, Mom Dukes.
It does look like you.
See, now y'all got jokes. Oh, just because the brother had a beard.
I was gonna say.
Yes,
I was like, man,
that's exactly right.
That's fair.
Come
yeah.
on, let's poll everybody.
That's
Did you think it was him right away,
No.
Sweet Potato?
Thank you, Sweet
Kool-Aid?
Potato.
No. I wanted to go along with
Definitely
it.
not.
Man, first
I did.
I
Shep,
thought he had to be a little taller, just
Shep,
a little bit.
I'm going to tell you this. I am nowhere near above dressing up for an event if the event calls for it. But dressing up to go to a movie on a Tuesday is absurd. It's absurd.
But see, here's the difference of layers. I think sometimes it's absurd to have somebody's jersey that is not your name on the back.
You know what? That's fair.
Okay.
You know what? That is absolutely fair.
is fair.
Because I actually felt that way for a very long
And
time.
here's the other thing. Sometimes these pictures, when they go on a big screen, they look smaller. They make you
That's
look
what
a
she
little bit
said.
smaller.
That's
what she said.
that's
I
what
bet
she-
she said. Sometimes it makes you look
She
a
said
little
for real.
look a little bit smaller. So the reason I didn't think that was somebody who looked 6'4".
Yeah.
but
he was
because
leaning. You know, you
He
didn't
was,
know.
he was leaning.
How
Right?
far was he leaning? Yeah, no.
That's a good
That
question.
was, but you're right about the jersey thing. I think for my era, Shep, what happened is once throwback jerseys became a thing, like I started wearing throwback jerseys like 01, 02.
Love that.
So then it was like I no longer cared because it was, one, these jerseys are super cool, and two, it was a way to pay homage.
Give me one throwback jersey, one that you could have all time in football. We'll just do football. One throwback jersey that you would put somebody else's name on the back. It's got to be a good-looking jersey. It's got to be a good player.
Warren Moon, the white with the light blue, the powder blue.
Okay,
Oh,
you're talking about
excuse
the
me.
Houston Oilers.
Love you blue.
Love you blue. All right. Kool-Aid, one football player, one throwback jersey.
I gotta go with Barry. Barry
Okay.
Sanders.
You such a homer.
I do have that.
You
jersey.
such a homer.
Okay.
Can you step outside the city just for a second?
It's impossible.
All right, look. If I step outside the city,
It's
I
impossible.
don't know if this is far back enough, but Randy Moss. He
Okay.
was somebody that was absolutely electric. I played every single
Got
game
excited.
with him, man. Like everything.
Yeah.
Can we have a throwback?
Randy
Can we have like a real throwback? Can you?
All right,
Can
so-
you
so
give me?
is Warren Moon good
Can you
enough?
give me Deacon Jones or somebody like
Okay.
that?
Okay. You know what? Fair. Let's start. Here we go. Give me Hammerin' Henry Aaron. Give me that Braves jersey.
I bet he'd be really good in football too. Even though I asked for football, I do like that one. Okay,
see, I'm
I
trying
thought
to-
you might go Lou Brock there for a moment.
What about
'Cause
Al
Lou-
Bubba Baker? There's a story with that one too.
I love that one.
He's,
yeah.
once again, he's a homer.
I thought something like that.
Yeah, he- or is it? Are you talking about the
chose the
Cleveland
Braves.
Browns when he played for Cleveland, or are you talking about for Detroit?
No, I'm talking about our sack leader. Yeah.
All right, Sweet Potato Cam, give me a
league
throwback
sack leader,
jersey.
right?
Throwback jersey.
Earl Campbell.
You son of a bitch.
Shout
That's
out
exactly what
Texas
I was going to
Longhorns.
do.
Hook 'em! Yeah.
The Tyler Rose.
My dad
Go
blocked for
Blue
him.
too.
That's-
The
And go blue, of course.
listen, the light blue
Let's go.
jersey is kick ass.
yeah,
It
it is.
is.
It really is.
The powder blue? Oh, yeah.
It's the love you blue.
It's the love you blue.
It's the love you.
Yeah.
I like that better.
Yeah, and,
love
and Wade
your blue.
Phillips, who looked like a guy who was just cool on the sidelines, but didn't look like he knew what the hell he was doing. But that's okay.
Yeah, like.
I'm sure he did know what he was
But
doing.
my dad told me he has a bunch of stories, man. Like my favorite two are the Eric Dickerson story and the Lawrence Taylor story.
Mm-hmm.
So they were playing against the Giants, and like Lawrence Taylor got in the backfield like 3 plays in a row. Come to the sideline, and the coach is just ripping the offensive line. He's ripping my dad on a particular
Mm-hmm.
play. He just say, "Yeah, Stan, you got to, or Edwards, you got to make the block," or whatever the offensive linemen were. He said, "You guys got to block this guy." So these offensive lineman, he's going off. Finally. After maybe, LT got in the backfield 8-9 times and did his thing. Finally, like, Earl came to the sideline and said, "Hey, it ain't the Lions' fault. Can't nobody block that man. He's unblockable." Shut up. He told him, "Shut up." And then the offensive line coach said, "Okay, yeah, it is."
This is a good one. The Bo Jackson Silver and Black Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
You like that one?
Shout out, Bo. Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
What do you think?
I love it. Like, it's one of those jerseys, like, it's one of those rare situations where you never have to change. Their jerseys are still the same. And it still looks as dead. They just suck.
It is a good-looking uniform.
1,000%. Like, Bo at 34. Like, man.
It's pretty unique. So
That cartoon, Pro Stars.
If I had to pick one, and it's not the Lions, mine would probably be Fran Tarkenton. Okay. The number 10 Minnesota Vikings jersey, the white jersey more than the purple
big
one.
crescent joint.
Yeah. Now, immediately I would think Joe Montana, but if that's not going back far enough, which I get, and I've told you the story how much I love Chuck Foreman, but it would probably be the Fran Tarkenton jersey.
Shoot, you can get one of them Elway Denver Broncos jerseys.
That's not a bad looking one.
Like, that was a clean one too. You talking about that powder blue? Now that's powder blue with the white stripe and then the orange crush.
Yeah, the orange one you're saying.
Yeah, the orange one. I'm talking the helmet with the.
Oh yeah.
My bad. I jumped. In
no,
the
I love that. I would say no one's going to confuse that with Craig Morton.
Yeah,
Craig Morton took the Broncos, and he wore number 7 to the Super Bowl against the Cowboys and got beat. Right. That's true. Yeah. Who? That's a fun one.
Yeah, it is.
So you like the Henry Aaron?
Jerseys will always be a great conversation. Yeah. Alex English basketball is like an undeniable
number
one.
2.
Yeah.
I did not like those uniforms. That was Alex English. It was Dan Issel. Did not like that.
Like the throwback.
I might go George Gervin 44 Spurs.
Ooh, Homer. I like that one.
Or let me refrain. Number 6 Sixers.
Yes, Dr.
J.A.
Yeah.
I
think the number 6 in that uniform is badass.
Yes.
And I used to like George McGinnis a lot. George McGinnis wore number 30, so he was one of my favorite players. Don't ask me why, but he was a really good player.
I'm going to tell you like this, and I know they're a rival, but, man, when Jordan first got in the league, they still were in.
You're out. Nope, you're out.
First of all, no.
Jordan.
First of all, any team we name has destroyed the city of Detroit in some realm.
If I want Pete Maravich, New Orleans Jazz, no. Pete Maravich, number 7 with the New Orleans Jazz. That was a pretty cool uniform. He never destroyed Detroit.
Okay, but I'm going Michael Jordan. I'm going that Chicago and cursive script. Like, what? It's the beat.
So fun. Hey, before we get into the Pistons conversation, way back in the day, people are so sensitive when it comes to commercials and things of this nature. Go back and look at the Kmart commercials. They were hilarious, right? We had that conversation last week, remember? You bring it back if you can bring back something. That was a really fun conversation. Bud Light, which I can't drink, but Bud Light used to have Mr. So-and-so guy. They had a song that's associated with it. A new one, a parody came out that you've got to see. It's about a minute or so. We've got it, right, Kool-Aid?
We got it. I'm going to keep you guys on the screen
You got to play this for Bray. It's absolutely hilarious, and it has something to do with a recent football and media relationship. Here you go. Listen to this.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Oh, these commercials were great.
This offseason, we salute you, Mr. Strictly Professional Hot Tub Guy.
Mr. Strictly Professional Hot Tub Guy.
While others use the spa to soothe their aching hamstrings, you use 104-degree water to go off the record until the entire explodes.
You gotta warn me next time.
Give
me a heads
Red
up.
Rocks, the breeze, the sounds of Mr. Kraft firing DJs for talking about a scandal that supposedly never happened.
Scrub the internet.
Each night, a magical revelation of erased Twitter feeds and leaked photos.
Ooh.
And a wife who just called a divorce.
Oh, they made the wife look weak.
So crack open a
could've made it more
piss
fierce.
out Mr.
that's
Sedona
Bill
Secret
Burr.
Insiders. Then sit back, skip day 3, and watch the fireworks. Bud Light Beer in Husabush, St. Louis, Missouri.
Gosh.
How
People
great
got
is
a lot
that?
of time.
Is that great?
That was really good. And what I love about it, it took me back. Like, I used to love Saturday Night Live back in like the early 90s and mid 90s. They were electric. They used to have this skit. I don't even know if I can say this on air, but I guess you can. They had the same thing, same type of commercial scheme. It was Schmidt's Gay. Like, it was, you know what I'm talking about? Look it up. It's Schmidt's Gay, and it was obviously well, you know what it's about. It's a joke on that, but it did the same thing with Adam Sandler. It was Chris Farley, rest in peace, and I think it was David Spade. Funny as hell.
Yeah. Did you like that one?
Yes, I did.
It's funny.
Yes, I did. Except for the one scene, you gotta warn me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, but I was looking at who else was in the hot tub. Ian Rappaport, Diana Rossini,
Rap Sheet.
I think some of the best things in that whole length of whatever you want to call that type of commercial was the in-between parts where he says, scrub the internet, which I think is just hilarious how they play off that. Yeah.
Is this situation over?
No.
No, it feels like it's starting to.
I'll tell you why it's not over. Because even though she's gone, there's speculation that Mike Vrabel either will step aside for, it's just speculation, okay? He'll either step aside for a year to take a sabbatical to work on himself, or that the Patriots will have to move on, and what's the name associated with it? The name that I said 2 weeks ago, Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
He's in Ann Arbor.
Really? For what?
Mike Tomlin got hired in Ann Arbor. We'll talk about that. I done gave away one of my sources.
Let's go.
I thought he got hired by NBC. That's why Chris Sims is out.
Yeah, but if so facto consultant role. Okay.
Oh, consultant role. I mean, that's pretty damn good. Look, one of the most impactful people at the University of Michigan. You knew him better than I did, but I knew him well, and he was a wonderful man. He was a great man. Passed recently. I think you and I saw each other at the funeral of Greg Harden.
Yeah.
Very impactful, especially for the young black athletes.
Yeah.
But it didn't really matter to him, okay?
No, I didn't.
Hugs, how's your family, talk in the offseason, on the phone. Door was always open to everybody.
Yeah,
right?
It's like black athletes, but it's like Tom Brady is the relationship that put him on.
Right.
Like, which like people started knowing, I can go talk to G. Yeah.
And it was every single sport.
Yeah.
But he was an impactful man. He was a great listener more than anything else. But the association was always, well, because he's black, that he's got to help the black athletes. That's such bullcrap. Yeah. He helped everybody because that's who he was. Maybe Mike Tomlin could be that type of guy. I don't know. I don't know Mike Tomlin. You probably know him better than I do. So I don't know. But we'll see what happens.
Unless you're talking defense, man, stay away.
Okay, fair enough. Shep, I was just obsessed with these old Bud commercials. My favorite was Mr. Way Too Much Cologne Wearer. You have 5 gallons of cologne and a plant.
Well, we got singing break today.
Fresh out that Michael Jackson movie.
Yeah, 100%. Like that's what it is. Like that's exactly what it is. I tell you what. I hope the Pistons wouldn't saw Michael Jackson movie. I hope they gonna be singing tonight.
Yeah, and they're gonna be.
Play the song.
We haven't played it in a while. Yeah. G-Mac.
I know who is playing the song. Like they're doing so much trolling down there in Orlando. Not only did they have the big words that said play the song again.
Are they?
Did you listen through the TV them playing Mr. Brightside?
I didn't see that.
After the last 2 wins roll, they played Mr. Brightside. That was another shot.
So wait, so let's explain something to those who may not know about play the song. What they mean by that.
Play the song, G-Mac Cash, man. You know the Pistons won again.
Bish.
Yep. You know the Pistons won again.
The admin will post and play the song, or
right.
Ron Holland will say.
Yeah, I'm just saying some people may not.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
100%.
Yeah. What gives you?
I forgot what the song sounded.
What gives you reason to think that this team will win tonight? And if anybody says home court, you're going to get in trouble. You be ready.
Hope.
If you say home court, be ready because Boston thought the same damn thing last night. Anyway.
Hope at this point. No.
Really? No, I mean, to be honest, that's not even funny. It's actually fair. That's actually a really honest statement. I would say threefold. One, Pistons can't have 20 turnovers this game. And when I say can't, I don't believe that they will because I think the J.B. Bickerstaff is going to overly emphasize that in the last 2 nights. And what I mean by J.B. Bickerstaff, also his all-NBA 1 or 2 player in Cade Cunningham. Like, it's one of those old adages. Bill Belichick used to yell at Tom Brady in front of everybody. You know why? Because Tom could take it and Tom understood. If you yell at Tom, you can yell at anybody. Right. And I guarantee you, Cade's that type of player. I guarantee you J.B. Bickerstaff has been on his ass like white on rice. Like in talking about it and telling him what's not acceptable, what's not good enough. You being our star and turning the ball over 5. I don't care what those turnovers led to. It's the fact that you turn the ball over. We're trying to get this thing rocking and rolling, and you're averaging 9 turnovers. And 2, how sloppy that play is. So just the fact that you're not going to have 20 turns, because they also play bad too. So they're not going to play as bad as they played. So
Pistons outshot them.
100%.
I know.
So I think
that's the scary-ass thing.
The turns and the attention by a player that we watched grow in the last 5 years and become a type of player, I think that, and I think the leadership of J.B. Bickerstaff, I think those three things, I think, give them a better shot to win. Because if you're just looking, if you take the turnovers out of the equation, this is a much different series. Very ugly still. A lot to correct. A lot to, if you win, you go into the next series like, man, like we won, but damn. But you take the turnovers away, then you're winning. You're leading 2-1 in an ugly series. So if you can just stop the turnovers, like it's not like it's other things you have to do, but not so much as the turnovers. You can stop the turnovers. You can stop the bleeding there. I believe it gives you a better chance to win.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, very similar to that. And when I jotted down some notes on why I believe, one of the things I fought with myself, and I do this often, is if I don't believe this is who Cade Cunningham is, and I don't believe it was, why hasn't it changed in 4 games? Why is it every single game this is the problem? I don't think it's a trend for him.
Yeah.
I don't think this is who he suddenly is or will become in the future either. But if I'm sitting there trying to tell myself, look, this is not who he is, it's not going to happen, why is it 27 turnovers and the most in the last 3 games in a 3-game span in playoff history? Why do I think that? If I think, I hear all these people say, well, this is who Jalen Duren really is. Oh, okay. So you'll take the negative about that guy. What about the negative about Cade? I'm not going there. Why not? So I'm going to be consistent. I don't think this is who he is, just like I don't think that's who Jalen Duren is. So I think they recognize this, but I also will tell you this. I thought they recognized it going into Game 3 and going into Game 4 too, and they proved me wrong. They didn't treasure the basketball. I think what gives me hope is this. Not that this is who the Magic are, but I think Detroit's defense has gotten better, and I think this team has to continue to be. The reason they're even close to being in this series is because of their defense. Sure as hell isn't because of their offense. They've had one good quarter. So I do believe this is a team that if it cuts down on the mental errors that have led to turnovers, more than the physical, that they will win tonight. I think they don't have to shoot a high percentage, and I think they're shooting better than Orlando is in this series. I think that's what gives me hope. I'm not going to sit there and try to convince you that they're going to be the 14th team in history, in NBA playoff history, and come back from 3-1 down. But I do believe they'll force a Game 6 because of those reasons.
Yeah, I'm sticking with and like you said, it's something that they've been doing. It's something that they are as it relates to turning the ball over. But I'm sticking with that, and the reason why is because the other stuff I don't know. Like I don't know what the other guys are going to be. I don't know what the other guys are going to do. Like I don't know if I believe in what the other guys are going to do. I believe in the defense, like you said, and you look at what that team was. Paulo Banchero struggled from the field. Defense. You look at Jalen Suggs. He's 0 for 8 from 3-point. Defense. You look at De Silva. The one shot he hit, he was also 1 for 7-3. So, like, the defense is there. They got to stop turning the ball over. All the other stuff, like, I don't know if Jalen Duren is going to reestablish himself in the paint tonight. Like, I don't know if they're going to make better shot selections. I don't know if Duncan Robinson is going to hit the open shot tonight. I know Tobias Harris. These are the knowns. Tobias Harris is going to show up and give you 18. K's going to be a better player tonight. He's going to find his way to 28, 29. He does every night. What's the turnover situation look like? That's what I know. And the defense will be there.
And I thought exactly the same thing. So you and I are on the same page. Yeah. And then I think to myself, you're in the 3-1 hole, and Orlando's best player is shooting 37% from the floor and 26% from deep. Over the last 3 games that you are 1-2, Orlando's best player is 17 for 52. In the last game where you were beaten, Orlando's best player went 4 of 18, and one of their 4 best players went 1 for 15. So if you're Orlando, and Franz Wagner in all likelihood is not playing tonight.
That's why they can win.
Okay. If you're Orlando, are you not saying, we can't play any worse than that? and we just won.
Yes.
That's what we would be saying.
Oh, yeah. No, they got all the confidence in the world, and you know what? I think you guys are spot on with the turnovers, especially for Cade Cunningham when they come, especially. When you look at that shot that Desmond Bain hit late, and you even saw him praying after he was running out of court.
Yeah.
That's where I was sitting here thinking, like, you know what? Let me be really critical to the point of where could one turnover hurt you absolutely. That's where one turnover absolutely hurts you. That's where when you can have those extra possessions, you're not putting so much more pressure on yourself at the end of games, because when you look at the shooting numbers, Orlando is not it's as simple as that. They're not beating you on offense. Mm-hmm. This team is giving away too much as it relates to a lack of effort when Stu's not on the court, offense, as it relates to keeping the Magic off the offensive rebound. And that's what the thing I think that stood out the most to me is when Stewart sat down after that nice stretch. The very next play after that is Duran allowing Wendell Carter Jr. of all players to come in and just tap into another one of those types of plays.
Do you think they're getting good shots?
Who, the Pistons?
Yeah.
No, it looks like it's difficult for them to score. It looks like it's difficult for them to manufacture in the half court. Whereas with Orlando Magic, it seems like it's just a little bit easier for them with just a couple swings of the ball.
They're getting enough open shots that they're missing. Like, to your point, they're not getting a consistent flow of, like, nice choice shots where you set up. This is what we had out of timeouts, half-court sets. They're not getting a ton of that. But they're getting plenty enough open shots that are, unfortunately, missing the mark.
That's why that's what concerns me a little bit. Can you turn that around? Obviously they can. I think they can. But everyone talks about Orlando's defense, and I'm not taking anything away from Orlando's defense. It's been obviously very good, a big reason why they're up 3-1. But they have clogged that middle to concentrate on some of the guys in the painted area and are daring Detroit to do it. And they haven't been this team all year, the Pistons, where they're knocking down threes and they're knocking down open jumper after open jumper after open jumper. Yeah. And that concerns me a little bit. Somebody in the chat says, Cade's averaging 31. Why is he being criticized? Look, first of all, criticizing a superstar, he's a superstar, is okay. Outside of a very handful of teams, I think people in Milwaukee have criticized Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm sure people in Los Angeles, not at the national level because everybody's afraid of him, but in Los Angeles, they've criticized LeBron James. If you don't think people have criticized some of the best players of all time, then you're not living in a real world. I think Cade Cunningham is the primary reason why this team is where it is, obviously. It's not always about scoring, though. And when you're averaging 7 turns a game, that's a tough thing. You got to be at both ends. Now, it's not all on him. We know that. All we're saying is that it's not only on one guy, and if you're going to win as a team and you're going to lose as a team, Cade Cunningham has admitted that he's got to be better. That's one of the many things we love about him. Where does it stop that, people, God forbid, you criticize your best player? Why can we criticize other really good players in this market? All time. Barry Sanders, oh my God, he got -2 in a game against Green Bay in a playoff game. He got criticized. If you can criticize Barry Sanders, who's one of the greatest, the greatest of all time at his position in that league, you can criticize your best player when your team's down 3-1.
Nah,
give me a break, man.
It's okay, Shep. We're probably talking to one of these younger fans that they don't understand. They see 31, and in their mind, it's 31. Listen, this is why you can count. This is why you can criticize Cade Cunningham, who's one of the best players in the NBA.
Yes.
Like, everyone deserves criticism. We understand he's one of the best players in the NBA, but you cannot turn the ball over 9 times a game. You cannot turn the ball over 9 times a game in the playoffs. You cannot not be ready to close. Cade's not a closer in this series. Look at what he's done in the last 4 minutes of the game. Look at what he's done scoring in the fourth quarter. Look at what he's done as it relates to turnovers in the fourth. Look at what he's done as it relates to defensive impact. There is none. There is no defensive impact. Look at what he is as this is your guy. This is our guy. You can't be missing free throws in the pinch. You can't. I don't care about splitting. You need those free throws and you're missing them. The defensive impact or the lack of defensive impact, the lack of caring to take care of the basketball, these are things that matter. And right now, those things, they're getting you beat. They are getting this team beat. Everybody, there's enough blame to go around because J.B. Bickerstaff has to be better tonight with his rosters and his sets and when he brings in the game and when he subs and sub guys out. Want to see a lot more Paul Reed tonight. I want to see Beef Stew better in certain situations so he can be better. Everybody can be better. But the fact that he is the guy, for the Detroit Pistons, and we're watching him too often than not make the plays that we believe he can make. Looking at the loose ball as opposed to diving on the loose ball. Not being able to hit free throws in the clutch. Turning the ball over 5 times to start the game. Like, that's how we want to start the game. We just got our ass whooped in game 3. And how we start game 4 is 5 turnovers by your star. So the criticism is it's justified. It's warranted. We're not saying we understand. He's scoring 31 tonight. It's because of him we're here. It's because of him we were in the game. I understand that. But there are a lot of other things that happen in those 48 minutes, and a lot of them are not good for the Detroit Pistons. And number 2, Kay Cunningham. If
we can criticize Tarek Skubal last year for not going more than 90-plus pitches in the final game against Seattle, we can do that. If we can criticize Riley Green for having too many strikeouts, even though he led the team in homers and led the team in RBIs and helped the team get to the playoffs, and was an all-star and was a Silver Slugger, we can handle criticizing some others. There are stars in this town who have been criticized for various reasons.
Also, too,
it's okay.
Yeah, also, too, when you're looking at him going against essentially backups and getting locked up, like, that's also like, where's the creativity? Where's the able to get past Kane?
Kool-Aid, what do you need to see tonight?
Well, I was going to say, I think that there's, with the K people, I think it's just a little bit of balance there where you got to be able to criticize your best player on the squad, ways that he can be better. And I think that the people who push back against the criticism, if we're being honest, I think it comes from a place of knowing he's giving so much more that realistically you're pushing him into an area where you do got to be better. But if he did have a little bit more balance, you're probably saying something a little bit different about the series right now. And that's where I think people are coming from. It's like, where would you, on a priority list, is K Cunningham one of your top 3 issues, top 4 issues?
No.
And that's what I'm saying. I think that the people who are stating, you're like, no, I don't think K is the problem. Why are we talking about K? I think it's not that you can't criticize him, but it's the degree of priority. Because
fair enough.
I believe that there's a lot that could go.
How would you? It's a great point. So I would ask you, give me the top 3 concerns for the Pistons in the series. Jalen Duren is number 1.
Angel Reese. Oh, Jalen Duren.
Jalen Duren.
I've been pushing back against this Angel Reese thing, man.
So Jalen Duren 1.
Jalen Duren's
What's
1
2?
for me. Number 2 for me, honestly, is the
JB
defense.
Yes.
I was going back and forth between JB and the defense.
So the
JB
defense.
is
And
number 3.
what 3 would be JB?
JB for me is
so the turnovers are not. The amount of turnovers this team has in this series, that's not?
Well, it is, but that's why I'm saying JB Bickerstaff. I believe that there's strategies that you can employ to put your team in a better position to succeed, including the types of lineups you do. There's been certain things we've asked for, and he has.
He's not making the passes, man. He's not passing it to guys' ankles on a 3-on-1.
No, you're right.
Okay, so for me, Duren, absolutely, without question. JB Bickerstaff, turnovers. That's just me.
Yeah.
If turnovers are one of my biggest concerns, the person who's turned it over more than anybody else has to be part of the concern. Now, so therein lies the priorities. Your priorities were different than mine.
I feel like JB Bickerstaff in this team, like if Jalen Duren's better and JB Bickerstaff is putting him in a better position, I believe that the turnovers improve. If there's better spacing, I believe that the turnovers improve.
Okay.
I don't think that the turnovers are because K Cunningham is a low IQ player.
I don't think he's a low IQ player at all.
I know, but I don't believe it's just because he's out there and there are plays to be made and he's just not making them to this high of a degree. I believe it's what Orlando is doing defensively and a little of what the Pistons haven't done to put themselves in a better position adjustment-wise.
I will add this to what Kool-Aid says, and this is on the side for Kool-Aid and K Cunningham. At the end of the day, he is exhausting himself because he does not have that help. When you're tired as hell, mental breakdowns happen.
Yeah.
And they're not, and people tell you they're not supposed to. That's BS. I've been in situations when I've been freaking exhausted. We've been running 2-minute drills trying to catch up in games, and then you miss a play. You forget what you have to do.
It's
you
a great
forget assignment.
Yep.
You drop a pass because, like, shoot, I'm tired as hell.
I'll buy that.
Like, we watched K in that game. Like, towards the end, I'm like, he is dog tired. that's when you get a little bit of those turnovers.
Yep.
That's when maybe you get a little bit extra. So if
ask a lot of him, don't they?
If he's getting more, then you know what?
Maybe more than
that's
anybody
fair from the chat.
Yeah.
That was fair from you from the chat, and that's fair from you, Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
You get a little more out of your players. Maybe you're not so exhausted. Some of that stuff.
But I'm not saying
100%. They ask. He probably has asked more. The Pistons ask more of their superstar, perhaps than any other.
Maybe him and Jokic.
Yeah, but Jokic has Aaron Gordon. Jokic has Jamal Murray. He doesn't have that. The only thing I would say about the J.B. Bickerstaff, I'm not going to sit here and try and defend him, but, find ways to get Jalen Duren. Here's a good way to get Jalen Duren a little bit more involved inside. Hit some frickin' outside shots. So, Bray, this comes full circle. This is why I kind of bring it up the way I do.
Yeah.
Bray's thoughts were, hey, listen, they're getting open shots. They're not making them. If they're making them, do you think it opens up inside?
Yeah.
You damn right it does.
Because it's called
So is that on the coach or is that on the player for missing open jumpers? Hi, Danis Jenkins. Hi, Duncan Robinson. Hi, fill in the blank.
That's true.
Yeah. What do we call that back in the day? Self-check. Yeah. And that's what's going on. They're pressing Kate. They're pressing Duren. Everybody else.
Yep.
And they can't stop Tobias, so it's a self-check.
It's no different than football. We're taking this player away, and
true.
we're going to make you beat us with this type of offense, right? And that's what Orlando has done. Now, if you want to say they haven't adjusted properly to that with the rotation, absolutely it's on that man. There's no question. So tonight, you better see more of Isaiah Stewart. If you want to go Ron Holland from it, if Kool-Aid says that you need defense, I would play Paul Reed. I would have no issue whatsoever if they started Isaiah Stewart over Jalen Duren. Now, I don't know. I've never coached Jalen Duren. What's his mental capacity to handle such a demotion? I don't care. I've got to win the game tonight.
Okay. I understand. You're right. Tonight you got to win. Mm-hmm. It's about winning. It's about putting together the best hand. Like, boom, what is my best hand? How can I make this hand work so I have a chance to win? I feel that. Jalen Duren is your second best player all season long. I know he's playing bad. Just look at how he's played in this. It's been a mental lapse on his side. Mm-hmm. If I legitimately put him in a situation where now he feels embarrassed, like, let me take a step back. If you're going to make a move like that, you got to have a long-ass conversation with Jalen Duren, and it should have started happening after the game Monday.
Yes.
It should have started happening. Hey, look, this is what we're thinking. That way you allow him to prep his mind, prep his thoughts, have his teammates, have his back. Look, man, don't worry. You're going to get off the bench. When you get off, boom, boom, we just get this thing rocking and rolling. If it's not the case, then I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Because to have his mental, which has already struggled for whatever the reasons are, to now embarrass him at the crib, like, he won't recover from that.
But you're not benching him. You're just replacing him in the starting lineup. He's still going to play. But that's not how they look at it.
That's not how players see it.
You're right.
If I don't start, and I'm an all-star, and like you bench me at the crib, like, I don't care that I'm going to play. Mm-hmm. To your point, a tougher player can say, all right, you know what? Y'all don't want to play me. Yeah. So I got benched for a situation when I was playing for the Jets. I got benched for full disclosure. I got a DUI. Rex benched me for the game, which nobody else in the league at the time got benched, but I got benched. It is what it is. It worked in my favor. So he benched me as opposed to pout, as opposed to go the way that you're saying that you don't think he
because
would.
he knew you could handle it.
Right. He benched me, and I was like, all right. Oh, you want to bench me?
Yeah.
I'm putting cases on all you.
I'm about to say,
and lo and behold, first play I got in the game, it's a 70-yard touchdown. Yes. But you got to be able to handle that.
So that's why I prefaced it by saying I've never coached Jalen Duren. He knows him better. Yeah. His communication skills are elite. Yeah. He's talking to the player. Can he handle it? I don't know the answer to that. But you said you got to start stronger. You can't have 5 turnovers in the first 4.5 minutes. This team needs a strong start, and if that's the way it goes, and you've got a player right now who is not very energetic, seems very disconnected, and seems to be playing with, well, let's put it this way, not as much confidence as he did before. I don't think anybody would question why your motive is the way it would be if you started somebody else.
Kool-Aid as well as Shep, I want you both to answer this question. Who else can control the ball? Who else can, run point who else can run point on this court at the same time as Cade that you would trust?
Maybe Marcus Sasser. No, I would say nobody overall. That's one of my biggest complaints with this team all over. No, it really has been. Well, I think
where you miss Dennis Schroeder.
Absolutely, for 100. Sure. I love Dennis Schroeder in that role. I think this team has missed all season long. I have not been quiet about this, even though they won 60 games. They don't have multiple ball handlers and multiple switch defensive players. Asar Thompson can switch.
Yeah.
Cade Cunningham can switch. To a certain extent, Jalen Duren can. I think they need definitely more multiple ball handlers who can bring the ball up the floor and allow Cade Cunningham to play off the ball more frequently. They don't have anybody like that.
That's what I was trying to get to. How can Cade get away, do some things without the ball, moving ball screens, etc., get some flow going? Because right now he's having to control every single facet. Every single second he's in the game.
He is literally the guy in charge of the entire train, and the caboose is weighing him down. What were you going to say?
No, that's why I put JB Bickerstaff kind of at that third. If you figure this out, I think it gives the team something almost like a script, a standard, something that they can kind of rely on and go to. Right now, it looks like Orlando is stopping their first and their second sets, and after that, it's just pound the ball time.
Yeah.
And that's where it seems like this team is really, really having a hard time. Now, with Orlando, what are they doing differently? And I'm glad that I saw somebody actually put this, one of the national analysts put this online as well. They're just running. They're getting downhill, and they're allowing their bigs to make a play on a rebound. That's why you see Orlando having success with the offensive rebounding in this series.
Yeah.
And that's giving Wendell Carter and some of their secondary guys, like you talking about Jamal Cain, even some of these guys, they're able to get downhill and battle for that secondary rebound.
I would say the best downhill penetrator for Orlando is Franz Wagner, and he's not going to be there tonight. So
that's huge.
That should help Detroit. All right,
Yeah.
we'll look forward to it. Always enjoy the conversation in the chat as well. So smash that like button. Feel free to give us what your thoughts are. We love it, and we'll make sure we try to get to as many as we possibly can. On the other side, it is Braylon's Breakdown. I know, we saw one Monday. We saw one Tuesday. We got another one today. Today,
you guys are spoiled.
They're starting to expect. I don't even know if they like it anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to stop doing it.
I'll guarantee you. We had somebody in the chat yesterday. Did I miss the breakdown?
Oh, you're right.
Right?
Right.
I'm serious. It's almost like you're showing up at New Year's. Did I miss you ringing in the New Year? I hope not. You weren't going to miss it if you stick around after this from Estates Title and Pure Psychiatry.
Yo, let's talk about it. My boy in the B-side. Whether you're buying a home or refinancing, the team in the Estates Title Agency makes the closing process simple and convenient. It's all about simplicity. It's all about convenience. I come up here and I say that every day. Proudly serving since 2003. That was a good year. We beat Ohio State that year. The staff at the Estates Title Agency has over 20 years of expertise, and it's all about expertise. That's why you got to go see my guy in the B. Combine that with that expertise, they can guide any title or escrow transaction to a smooth landing. Now, the kicker is they even have weekend closings, late night closings, and they will pull up on you to get your signature, get your John Hancock, ink the deal, make sure everything is good. They want it to be convenient. They want it to be simple, and they want it to be comfortable. They know you're busy, and that's why they do it. Look, this is the team for you. Whether you're buying or you're refinancing, do it with the Estates Title Agency.
Hey, we talk about sports every day. We talk about wins and losses. We talk about pressure. We talk about expectations. We just got done talking about it with Cade Cunningham. We know there's a lot of pressure on you, and it's not always easy. Know this. Pure Psychiatry of Michigan knows you're not alone. They're there to help you out. They're accessible. They are comfortable, easy to talk to, and they will make sure they put together some type of plan that is easy for you to follow, but it is going to be yours. It is not going to be the same as the person before you or the person after you. It is going to be unique to what your needs require. 16 locations in the state of Michigan, 2 more in the state of Ohio. They're there for you. If you're thinking about making that first step, there's nothing wrong with that. Make sure you go to PurePsychMI.com today.
Tigers are the best team in baseball. Get the best coverage in Detroit right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Every Scooble start, every green homer, and all the action can be followed on all of our social media. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. It's World Series or bust, Detroit, and we are here for the ride. Woodward Sports.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. Thenfights.com.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Do or die, y'all. Let's go Pistons. If you haven't got that Caesars Sportsbook app, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports, y'all can place any bet up to $1,000. And if you lose, you get it back. All you got to do is scan that QR code, enter that code, Woodward1000. First bet doesn't hit, you get your deposit back up to $1,000. That is correcto. One whole stack back. Just for giving it a shot. Download that Caesars Sportsbook app today. The official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use code Woodward1000 or scan that QR code on your screen. And y'all already know Thrive Energy Pouch is the best way to get that clean energy, zero distractions, no sugar crash. Thrive actually challenged us at Woodward Sports to see if y'all are actually tuned in. Thrive is offering 3 free cans of their energy pouches to all y'all. Go to dipstop.com/WSN. Use code WSN at checkout. Get that free 3-pack of energy pouches. This is a 5-day offer, though. Only valid from May 1st through May 5th.
Yeah, Sam Adams is such good beer. I mean, you see the way it looks right there in the picture? That's what it looks in real life. I'm serious. It is clean, it is cool, and it is very, very tasty. That's the bottom line. When you drink beer, and I love beer, you drink beer, you want something that's going to taste good. You don't want to make a face like, no. You want to make a face like, man, I want another one of those. That's what Sam Adams Cherry Wheat is all about. I can brag about that it's made with real Michigan cherries, and that's great. But the biggest plus for Sam Adams Cherry Wheat is the taste and how good it really is. It's light, it's refreshing, but it tastes really good. Find some today. They are out there, and they are really enjoyable, especially with a meal. It's Sam Adams Cherry Wheat. Check it out.
It was funny when Cam was doing the Caesars read. Kool-Aid was like $1,000 on the Pistons. I said, don't do that. Are you trying to pay your rent? Yeah, you gotta make sure you can do that. But realistically, this is a real light question, but it's a serious one. What does it look like if the Pistons lose this game at home with no Franz Wagner? Like, I understand they have Paolo Banchero and they still got Bane and all that. Like, they haven't played good basketball. They've played just better than the Pistons, who have played awful basketball. So what does that mean if the Detroit Pistons lose at home with no Franz Wagner, who has been better than Paolo Banchero?
So here's how I would look. I would look at it as this offseason is massive. Remember at the end of last year's season with the Lions, and you said this is a big offseason for Brad Holmes.
He even admitted that, thank God. Thank you for being honest.
I would say the same thing for Trajan Langdon. Only because the recognition of need is there and has to be addressed. We see that the Lions have needed a defensive end or an edge rusher for the last couple of years, and they've been barking time and time again, please bring somebody in there. Address the needs. Last year, it was a combo with the offensive line. Okay. So he's addressed them. Whether it's the right guys or not, we don't know. Trajan Langdon has said, I need to look at this team. In other words, I need to evaluate this team a little bit longer. My guess is he is up there and he has seen things during the season, much like Steve Yzerman and Chris Draper saw with the Red Wings during their early success, where they looked at one another in press box and said, we're not very good 5-on-5. There are some things right now, we're winning games that we probably shouldn't. They saw it better than anybody. Trajan Langdon probably, despite winning 60 games, has seen some things about this team that he knew was not real. So my guess is this is going to be a massive offseason for him. ESPN's insider says he's hearing big names that they're going to go after. That's his expectation.
Names we've talked about.
But I haven't said Devin Booker, even though I'd like him. The amount of money that he's going to cost is insane.
Shams believes Trey Murphy and Lauri Markkanen are two of the names that he keep on.
Well, those were same names around the trade deadline, and they didn't come to fruition. But we'd take either one of them. And it's funny how when we said Lauri Markkanen, I think it was you, Kool-Aid, who said it. Maybe it was you, Bray. Everybody's like, yeah, but he doesn't play any defense. Yeah, would you like the offense now? You can cover up some of that defense. Would you like the offense now? You're damn right you would.
Every team has players that can get you 28 that don't necessarily play defense.
Right.
It's what do the rest of the players do. I want to take it back just a little bit on the rewind. You said Stevie Y and Drapes looked at it and said, oh, we got to get better. That was a while ago. What happened?
Right. Why didn't you go get better?
Why didn't
right?
you?
Make the damn moves. I mean, and I'm not saying this because no other general manager. It seems like all the general managers have gotten together around a round table, played some cards, smoked some stogies,
don't do anything,
and drank some Sam Adams Cherry Wheat, and said, you know what,
we're good.
Let's not give up our young guys.
Yeah.
My hope is that Trajan Langdon has been able to grade a lot of his young players on whether or not he sees them as future necessary pieces or possible pieces that you could bring in something that will really address their needs.
Gotcha.
We're good. It's got to be the quote of the century.
It will. We won't be able to not use that until we are good.
Yes.
Like, to be honest, that will be used.
We're not going to forget it.
No.
And it's interesting to see how it's been something now associated with the other two teams as well, especially when you talk about people say the Tigers need to do more at the deadline, and now Trajan Langdon. That's the one thing. I wonder how many of the things that are going wrong right now did Trajan Langdon at the deadline say, you know what, do we have enough, or should I make a decision right now?
Or is there enough out there for me to fix it?
True that too, because there were some things, but the implications from a cap sheet standpoint compared to, this is what I've been hearing from people, is that there are some players that they know they can get better financially when they become free agents.
Fair enough.
And that this offseason was one where they were like, man, all right, we like what we have right now, which is why you see a guy like a Danis get his contract.
Sure.
But we know we're going to have to make some shrewd decisions, which is why you see a bottom of the roster guy like a Klintman, get waved away.
Yeah, Bobby Klintman. It's ridiculous and asinine to think that Trajan Langdon doesn't have a plan. He's just too smart of an executive not to have a plan.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. What that plan is, I don't know. Maybe he was willing, sacrifice is a bad word, but maybe he was willing to understand, you know what, I'm going to go get the guys when I need to get the guys, and now is not the time. Let's see what we can do with it. Right. But I do believe this will be a massive offseason. If he doesn't do something about it, he's going to be under that spotlight and that microscope even stronger. Speaking of spotlight and microscope, and general managers making a big pick, Brad Holmes, some believe, got the steal or one of the steals of the draft in Keith Abney, who is the cornerback out of Arizona State. Detroit drafted him in the 5th round. Braylon, you love this kid. What do you love most about him?
All right, so how the levels are? You know, I got to ask a question. How are the levels?
The levels are good.
We do got Brad Holmes on Keith Abney, too.
You said we do?
He's got Brad Holmes on Keith Abney. You want to hear about that, or you want to hear it afterwards?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's tap in.
Let's hear Brad Holmes right now on one of his 5th round picks, Keith Abney.
Let's tap in.
And then Abney was the same thing. We've evaluated Abney, multiple times throughout this process, dating back to last fall, and every single time, I always enjoyed. I think he might tilt a little bit more in the nickel, but at this level. But I do think he can play outside for sure. But he's another instinctive guy that he can find the football, he can trigger, he can tackle. He's pretty sticky. He was just a simple one because we had him ranked, a couple rounds higher than where he was. So that was a no-brainer for us.
Another example of taking the best player.
Brad Holmes is actually right. Excuse me. Brad Holmes is spot on that one. I think he is actually I think he is a better value player in the 5th round. Like, that's a steal. I think he's a 3rd round and 2nd round player realistically in terms of what he can do. Brad's saying that he may can play on the outside. See, I disagree. I know he can play on the outside. Just kind of watching film about him. Look, just some of the things about him. He allowed 46-1 as a passer rating. Not bad. That would be 5th among DBs last year. Now, here's my favorite stat. There's a bunch of stats you can go on. Statistical diamonds. 72 targets, not 1 touchdown given up last year.
Wow.
Let me say that again. 72 targets, not 1 touchdown given up last year. Now, I mixed that up when I was talking about him yesterday. I said that he didn't have any penalties. He had 13 penalties over his last 2 seasons. Want him to work on that, but he's an aggressive style corner. You'll see in some of this play. So that's where you get some of the penalties. We'll get better at that. But not giving up a touchdown, I don't care where you're playing. I don't care if that's PAL. I don't care if that's the PSL. I don't care if that's MAC. I don't care if that's the Big Ten. You don't allow touchdowns in an era where all they do is pass, in a conference where all they do is pass. That's saying something. Because the same thing was said about Sauce Gardner when he came out. He didn't allow any touchdowns. Oh, well, he just plays at Cincinnati. All-pro as a rookie.
Yeah.
Not saying he's going to be all-pro, but I'm telling you how important that is. So when you look at
those are great numbers. Last 25 starts, 21 passes defended, 5 picks.
Okay. Now, here's a sneaky stat for you. National I didn't even believe it when I wrote it, but it makes sense. National champion speed skater. 2017 when he was a youngin'.
Wow.
National championship speed skater. And the reason why I bring up speed skating, if ever you watch the Winter Olympics, you're watching, the opposite sex, but whatever. What are you looking at in speed skating? Those thighs, those glutes, those hams, those, dare I say more, that lower level body in terms of being able to control your body, the abs it takes, the ski stay, it allows you to be versatile. And that actually translates into the NFL.
Can I give you another one?
Yeah.
That's really impressive. He at age 5, he joined the speed skating team in Arlington, Texas.
Yep.
Okay. And in 7th grade, he won the Roller Sports National Championship in Lincoln, Nebraska, set a new national record, 300-meter indoors. Now, that is competitive inline skating?
Yes.
That's incredible.
It's the strength of the lower half of your body. You know what type of strength you have to compete in those levels. So now you translate that strength in your lower body to being a DB and the moves that you're going to have to make on the football field.
Yeah.
I love him in the slot. I love him at nickel. I love him on the outside. We'll get to that in a second. As you can see, this is probably my favorite pick in the draft. Hit play on this. Does a lot of things. Now, this is him at the bottom. One thing about him is really good. He's good at playing through the receiver to the quarterback, which means he doesn't have to focus all his energy on the wide receiver. He can focus a little bit. He's looking at the quarterback. He's looking at what the quarterbacks are looking at. And he's also not worried about this receiver on 4th and 4. He's probably knowing because he watched film is going to be a slant. And what does he do? He plays the slant, plays it right at the mark, little physical right there. This is the great thing, too. It's the ball skill. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't even know this was an interception when I was first doing film. I just said, that's a hell of a breakup. That's a hell of a way to be in line where the ball is coming. He caught this pass. Stepped in and caught this pass. This is a tough catch. Watch the angle again.
Against a big receiver.
Against a big receiver. He knows the quarterback won't have long, so I can plant my heels at 6 yards. They got to get to this line. I can plant my heels here, play through here, and wait for what I know is probably going to come because I've been watching film. Another one of those football players Barry Holmes talks about, hit play. You get a slow route by the tight end. This has to be a tight end. It can't be a receiver. So you get the tight end on a slow route. He knows it's coming. He knows it's coming. Don't want to jump it too soon. If you jump it too soon, you can get hit with a quick boop, slant and go, plays the play, plays it well, plays enough to actually make this an interception. It's a hell of a catch. And the receiver tipped it. He caught it, held onto it. He controls it throughout the catch. Next play. Let's see what Keith Abney does on this play. All right, he's up top. Once again, this is him playing on the outside. Let's get a play on action. He's playing a little far in because it's a cut split by the wide receiver. What we got right here? 1st and 10, 12 minutes. They're down. All right, look, he's watching. He's already reading it. Because of how slow this wide receiver ran this route, this is actually terrible. This is, what is this? This is Iowa State?
Yeah, Iowa State.
Cyclones. Run that back. Watch his feet planted. He's watching the wide receiver. Now, if the wide receiver is not challenging, if the wide receiver is not sprinting off the ball, if he's not dropping his head, digging with his arms, you know he's not going far. He's not going to do much. So watch his feet. Staying looking at the quarterback. Staying looking at both. Hit play. Slow in the back pedal. Keeps his feet apart. Nice whiff, slow. Keeps the feet. Little bit. Now I can react. He reacts. Now this guy's about 6'5". He's got some good height on right here. You'll see it on the back copy. Watch how he plays it on the back copy. He doesn't get the flag. Instead, plays through the hands right there. Perfect timing. That's technique. That's how he teach. And then actually comes down to wrap and complete.
Doesn't look small there, does it?
Not at all. That's really good technique. Next play right there. Let's see what we got. All right. This is him up top. Now, is this the sweet potato? Is this the physical one? Okay. All right. Good enough. Play it up top. That's him. They got a 3-by-1 set going on. West Virginia, hit play. He's on the outside. He's got really light feet, man. Look balanced. No, this is it. He reads it. Now watch this. This is the play. This is why Brad said he liked him in the nickel. You got to be able to tackle. Talk about setting the edge in the nickel. Talk about being able to tackle, being a short tackler. That's what they want. A lot of missed tackles last year for the Detroit Lions. When you can tackle like that, this is a big guy, but watch this. He meets him. Hit pause. This is exactly how you tackle. Look at where the helmet is. He's got his helmet. He puts his chest right in the midsection of the player. He puts it right there. Boom. He wraps the right way, picks him up. He can hit play on this, and then he dunks him. This is a great form tackle. The guy's not afraid to tackle. You want a nickel back. You want a DB that wants to tackle. 44 tackles last season will tell you he likes to tackle, doesn't mind tackling, and boom, he's physical. He lifts, he drives. Now, where we bring in the inline skating, run it back one last time, if you will, sweet potato Cam. Your legs create the drive in the lift. He has strong legs because he's a national speed skating champ. Watch the lift in the legs when he picks him up. Hit play. Shep, watch this. Watch the lift. Watch the dynamic. He's going to form, get him right. Now, whoo! You see it better from the backside. You'll really get a chance to see, and that was a turnover. It should have been.
That forces an incompletion.
Right, 100%. I thought it was a fumble. Let's see it from this angle. Watch after he wraps. Watch the lift in the legs. Yeah, you see that right there, that little extra lift? It's dynamic. That's the dynamic lower half. All right, last one. Last one is up top again. I think this is another interception on Baylor. Baylor known for throwing the ball. Baylor known for fast wide receivers. Rewind it a little bit. This is what I want you to watch too. You have to really sell him as a DB. And what I mean by that is you got to give him something because he's legitimately backpedaling. He sees it. He's not just buying it. He's not buying, all right, you hit set, I got to take off. I think you're running a go route. He's taking his time with it. He's assessing the situation, and he knows he has recovery speed because he has a strong lower base. Hit play on it. I love how that circle comes up right on time. Look at that. I'm watching it. I don't believe in the route. It doesn't look like he's running fast. I knew it. Here we go. And what does he do? He beats him to the spot. The wide receiver gave him a BS route. He called it, and he jumped the route before it came. Like, that's what you want to see out of a DB, to be able to read what is the wide receiver going to do. That's why in the NFL it's tough to play wide receiver, because you got to technically make every route look the same. And then look at the ball skills. Not only did he get to the ball, he caught it with his hands.
That's man, right? They're playing man there? Yep.
That's quarters.
Quarters?
4 across, which is a version of man. It's zone, but it's still one-on-one.
Yeah.
So he's athletic. He's fast. Great lower base. Change the direction. Good feet. Good hips. That's what you want out of the DB. And I love the fact that he wants the contact, doesn't mind it, and actually is a really good tackler when he gets there. Right now he's 5'10", 187.
Yeah.
I guarantee you by the time the season starts, if not already, he'll be 202. He'll be 202.
Wow. That he'd be carrying that well. The other thing I love about him is he's just a flat-out athlete. You have said
a hell of an athlete.
About certain guys, like you said, Blake Miller. I swear he played basketball. You know what this kid did? Besides playing football, besides the speed skating, which he gave up, by the way, in sophomore, he's a baseball player. He was a basketball player. He was a track athlete.
And there it is.
Okay, so he has four sports at the high school level. That dude was active, and he's using a lot of different sports to make the ultimate sport his best.
Like, that ball didn't move when he came down. It stayed in his 2 hands. Like, he didn't bring it to his chest. He didn't bobble it. Didn't lay on his chest. Caught it with 2 hands. He dove for that, reached out, and he caught it. Like, this guy is a football player.
Yeah, I think
I'm in love with this pick.
Yeah, you can understand why. And he was a wide receiver, by the way. In high school, he was a wide receiver, and he was a really good wide receiver too.
Some guys, they just look the part and they feel the part. When you watch the film, when you listen to him talk, he has confidence. It's not overconfidence.
Mm-hmm.
He has a moxie. It's not over moxie. And when he plays to be competitive. He plays to compete. That's what you want. You want guys to come here and be competitive. You want guys to compete. He definitely is going to come in that DB room and be ready to compete. So I like this pick a lot.
Yeah, you also want guys to stay healthy. And over the last couple of years at Arizona State, he played 16 games. He started 16 games. So that tells you something. When we come back, speaking of health or the lack thereof, Tigers, tough one last night in that regard. We'll get to that here on the Braylon Edwards Show. And we come back after this from Dr. Pierce and Buddies.
Dr. Pierce is the injury insider for Woodward Sports. You know, the guy that diagnoses everything as well. He's 2-1. You want to go to Michigan Sports and Spine? Go ahead. I urge you go over there. He gets it right. He and the staff over there, they make sure you get the right diagnosis and they take care of you. I go there all the time, whether it's a shoulder, whether it's a knee, whether it's an ankle, whatever it is. Make sure you get it diagnosed the right way. You can do that at Michigan Sports and Spine. Now, when it comes to the injury insider part of things, you know he knows. And we will be talking to him this Thursday because we got some players for the Tigers that we need to know what does that recovery look like. One is Casey Myers and one Javi Baez. All prayers up for Javi Baez, which we'll talk about in a second. But Doc will come on Thursday and he will diagnose these players and will give us his best expert opinion.
Yeah. Terry on working.
And ladies and gentlemen, it ain't no opinion. And I use ain't for a fact.
Speaking of, being great at what they do, Buddy's Pizza is as good as it gets. The original Detroit-style pizza. They've celebrated for 80 years, man. 80 years. You want to know why you're so proud of the pizza here in the Detroit area? It's because of Buddy's. They're the ones who started, and they've got Buddy's Catering, too, which, by the way, if you cater an event and you spend $200 or more, use a 20% discount by using the code Woodward20. Buddy's Pizza, they've got it all. They're great in the community. They're great at what they do, and they help you save money. What else could you want? Go to buddyspizza.com.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Big injuries? injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that. Don't just survive. Thrive.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men has been a great supporter of Woodward Sports Network for a long, long time. These ladies do such a wonderful job of making sure their shop for you is clean and well prepared. They've got everything you could possibly need as you come in and get your haircut. Guys, the only thing you have to worry about is while your head is tilted back in one of those bowls is falling asleep. When you wake up, you're going to see all kinds of sports in front of TV, and you're going to have a young lady talking about really good stuff and giving you the best haircut you can get. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime because it is Wicked Awesome.
If you're buying a home or in need of a refinance, that is a big decision. And just like in sports, you need the right team behind you. That's why we're proud to welcome Supreme Lending to the Woodward Sports family. As a full-service lender, they boast a 99% close on-time rate and a 97% customer satisfaction score. But here's the game changer. When you apply for an eligible loan and you mention Woodward Sports, you will receive up to $500 off your appraisal. Score this deal, call the numbers on your screen and talk to Chad and Chris at Supreme Lending today. And you know what, Shep? I wanted to be able to pay a little attention to some of these super chats.
Please do.
That we have because, you know what? We'll start right away with the $50 super chat.
Hello.
Shout out to Curtis Schultz in the chat. He says, why can't Detroit get Kiss to sing Detroit Rock City on Thanksgiving game? I've emailed them 3 years in a row with no answer back. He says, I'm skipping this year. Just wondering. Go Lions. Shoot, all sports teams should come out to this song at least. $50 super chat. Shout out to you. Thank you for support.
That is such a great
Shout
idea.
out.
It really is. I love that idea. You know, remember when Mariano Rivera decided to retire? And the last game he pitched, because he used to come out to Enter Sandman by Metallica, the last game he pitched, Metallica was there live playing the song. Wouldn't you? I'm not saying Kiss has got to be there, but that's a perfect sign. Detroit Rock City would be a perfect song for the Lions to come out to.
Be fire.
Yeah, good
That
one.
would be
Good
fire.
super chat.
Shout out, yeah, Brad, $50 super chat, man.
$50 million. Who you kidding at?
Dante,
Say what?
Dante151, he got a $10 super chat. And this was from, I think earlier in the show when we were talking about Michael Jackson. He says, hell, Michael bought the rights to Eminem's catalog after his partnership company, Sony ATV, purchased the publishing company, Famous Music, for $370 million back in 2007.
Wow.
That was insane.
Didn't he buy the Beatles catalog too?
So
or am I wrong there?
No. So that's why I don't like to get into like the conspiracy theory side of things, because I believe that's why they had that man off. But anyway, neither here nor there. Yeah, he owned the Beatles catalog, and it was legitimately after Paul McCartney and he did the song "The Girl Is Mine." He was learning about business and moving and how to move, and he owned the Beatles catalog. He bought Eminem's catalog after Eminem made some comments about him in one of his earlier songs. M was crazy back in 99, 2000, how he was spitting things, just saying whatever. Said a little Michael Jackson diss. Mike didn't like it. Bought his catalog as a resort. So, like, he was huge into when he bought. Michael Jackson at one point owned 61% of Sony's whole empire.
Wow.
So
So he did buy both catalogs, though.
Yeah, he owned them.
Oh, okay. Because I thought when I said that, you made it sound like he didn't.
No, I'm saying like when you have that type of power.
I got you.
Now it makes you a mark. It makes you a target, etc. But yes, he owned the Beatles catalog. He owned Eminem's. He owned 61% of what Sony was.
That's crazy. A lot of conspiracy about how he passed as well. That I quite honestly, I don't believe is unintentional. Anyway, go ahead. More.
Hey, Charles, with a $5 super chat, also says, one of my favorite homages to Michael Jackson was Sing did a remake. The movie Sing did a remake of Thriller. Kid flick, but they did a mad good job of recreating the music video. I'll say as a parent, I did watch it, and then I realized this is just good music. Man, shout out to Sing.
I did the same. I did the same thing, man. I thought it was really cool. The other one was when the Gorillaz playing Elton John. I'm Still Standing.
Yeah.
I was like, should I be tapping my toes along with this? Because it's pretty awesome.
It's a good song.
Feel it.
I like when they did that in Sing, the cartoon movie.
That's what he's saying.
Sing was great.
Sing was great.
It was absolutely. That was like the
That's
Gorilla.
just a movie. I don't even call it a kid.
But going back to Michael and like the video side thing, you talk about Thriller. Like that was one of the things that they semi-touch on in the movie, but I already knew about this, so this isn't spoiler alert. Like he was the first individual who understood the cinematic value of using your music and put it into movie type of cinema type of songs and videos. So like Thriller was created. Thriller was produced by Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah, very
when
cinematic.
you look at who produced John Lynch, it was Francis Ford Coppola. It was Martin Scorsese. It was what's the guy that passed away that did Home Alone and a bunch of those movies in the 80s, 90s. John Williams. He's the musician. Oh my God. Anyway. If you look at his list of videos, it's the who's who in Oscar-winning directors and producers because he understood.
Another trend.
I have a vision, but I need this individual who's the best at what he does to make this vision come true.
Really
Just
good.
like him using Eddie Van Halen on Beat It.
Yeah, that was That was awesome. Still one of the better guitar licks. Eddie just came in, played it, and he's like, all right, I'm out. And he didn't even ask for any royalties. He got no money off it.
You know why? They said back then he didn't understood what Michael Jackson's music was. He said, so I don't even think this stuff is going to be popular. It is, but, I like him. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I do the solid, and I'm out. He didn't know it was going to be as big.
Yeah.
I bet. His family's like, damn it, Eddie.
Yeah. I don't think his family's hurting, but that was a hell of a guitar solo. And credit to both of them for, going back and forth with genres. A couple more before we get to the next topic. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me see here. She loves me on payday.
Haven't heard from you in a while, man. Come on. You got to make more comments. Even if it's a 99, I don't know if they'll do 99.
Just for us to say the name.
Just for us to say the name.
I love that.
She loves me on payday. $5 super chat says, should JB start beef stew, b-ball Paul, something for a spark in the opening minutes?
I would start Paul. I would start Paul Reed. And Jalen Duran.
You'd start them side by side?
I start them side by side.
I want them to at least get minutes playing the double bigs.
I'm with you on that. So who would he
take
take the place of then? If you're going to keep Duran in there, you're going to have Cade Cunningham, Tobias Harris, Asar Thompson, and those two guys? Duncan Robinson comes off your bench?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be mad at that.
Doesn't give you much outside shooting, but they haven't.
They don't have that anyway.
That's what I was going to say. They didn't have much of it anyway.
It's like they need a rebound.
I would have
Cade is their best 3-point shooter right now. Let that sink in.
And that's
let that sink in.
Yeah.
Cade's your best 3-point shooter, and he's shooting 27% from the arc.
Right. Randall Smalls in a $5 super chat. I see a lot of versatility on the roster. Do you see any surprise position changes? Example, Wingo defensive end.
So I liked Wingo coming out of LSU 3 years ago. I liked him coming out of LSU. I thought he was actually still, if I'm being honest, I thought he was going to be more of a player than he has been. I haven't seen anything out of him. They've gone away from him. They haven't necessarily used him. So I think he's a player that's in competition in minicamp and in training camp, but I don't believe he'll make this roster. I just don't see it.
It's much deeper. 6 feet 288. I think he's more inside than outside.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Right.
So, but I agree. I think he's got fight and claw. He's gonna have to have a hell of a training camp for him to make it. Shep hate the Bears, but love my Walter Payton jersey.
Ooh,
sweetness.
Yeah.
I just never liked the Bears. Like I can tolerate it now because they made some minor adjustments to it. It's still the same, but a little bit different. But I never really was a fan. The helmet, yes.
Do you like the orange C or the white C?
Ooh,
White C was back in the Dick.
White C was
days.
Dick and Dick Buckus. I'd say I like them both. I'd say orange though.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Speaking of orange, Tigers are orange. 2 big blows last night. Casey Mize, Javier Baez. Mize has been really good, you guys. I know there's a lot of people. It's hard. He's hard to change people's minds. They have their mind made up of him. He's not a 1-1. Okay, whatever. Really good last year. Is off to a really good start, allowing only more than 1 earned run in 2 of his 6 starts, and 1 of those was last night. Before he got hurt, 2 earned runs charged to him when he got hurt on the right groin strain. This is a big blow. And then Javier Baez, I never understood sliding into first base. I don't get it. I really don't. It's been proven time and time again you're faster going through it, but whatever. Feel bad for him. That right ankle, it looked nasty. What do you think is the overall fallout from something like this?
From Javier and Casey Mize?
Yeah.
And Javier obviously is a joke.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough for the Tigers, because they haven't had consistent bats this year. Like, that's their thing outside of Kevin McGonigal. So you're talking about, I know I'm switching up, but you're talking about their second best pitcher right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Casey Mize is their second best pitcher right now. You take him out of there mixed in with losing Javi Baez and the bats not being what they are, with the exception of K-Mac, that's tough. It's tough setting right now.
Yeah, having lost Justin Verlander earlier.
Yeah.
So there's 2. So you got 5 starters, right?
2 of them.
You got Skubal, you got Framber Valdez, Mize,
Parker got
Flaherty, and you've got Verlander. Verlander hurt, Mize hurt, Flaherty stinks. It's a tough thing. Cater Marte.
What has Framber been doing?
Framber's been fine. He's been fine.
That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going as deep in games as I thought he would. But I wouldn't say I'm overly concerned.
Okay.
I think the Mize loss is more significant because the Baez loss at shortstop means McGonigal starts at short every single day, which is fine by me and fine by everybody. Dude's got a 26-game on-base streak.
So is it Hyu Lee or is it Winslow Perez?
Then you'll rotate Hyu Lee and Colt Keith at third base.
Okay.
And in center field, with Parker Meadows out, you'll have Matt Vierling and Wenzel Perez play a little bit of center field each, and in right field it'll be Carpenter and Vierling switching off and on too. Who they call up, I'm not sure. I don't think that's been announced yet, if they call up anybody. I know everybody wants Max Clark. Scott Harris went on MLB Network the other day and said that is not happening. And let's face it, Max Clark has recently struggled. Okay, I think he's 4 for his last 32 after going 1 for 4 last night, something along those lines. So it's been a bit of a struggle for him as of late after starting really strong, and he made an error or got a little nonchalant in center field.
Let's go a little further. Like, what does this look like for the trade deadline now? Because obviously you already needed a bat. This was talked about before the seasons. You and I talked about that. You talked about it ad nauseum, just like the rest of the city. Now you got these injuries. The team is all of a sudden very young. Like, what does it look like in terms of how many players are you getting at the trade deadline? It's no longer just a bat.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's a great question. I haven't thought about it. They're 30 games deep. They're 15 up, 15 down. They're terrible on the road. They're really good at home. I don't know yet, because if I'm looking at a right-handed stick, where is he going to play? Hao-Yu Lee's been pretty good. Obviously, Colt Keith has been really good. Do you have that right-handed stick in the minor leagues? It doesn't appear that you do. It's one of the shortcomings of this team. So my guess would be arms. As you're looking closer to – look, I said this before the season began. You're going to need at least 11 starters. They've had 7 starters so far. Okay, we're 30 games in. They've had 7 starters so far. Yeah. That tells you something. Okay, so my guess would be arms.
Okay.
And being that they don't have a plethora of them in the minors, that's probably what you're looking at. So I wanted to get your thought on this. The NCAA is expanding March Madness.
Oh, Lord.
And, you know, I don't think the NCAA does a lot right. I have a preconceived notion that I would run that organization better than they would.
You'd be right.
And I don't say this lightly. Like, I'm not one of those guys who says, I could stand in against a Justin Verlander fastball if you gave me $50. No, I couldn't, okay? I might need to change my drawers if I did. I'm just telling you, there's a lot of people who think they can do stuff they can't. I can run the NCAA better than the way they have done this. I don't know why you need to mess with things that are already fine unless you think it's all about the almighty dollar, which is what everybody perceives you to be in the first place. 76 teams to me is obnoxious, unnecessary, and ruins it to a certain extent. This is about betting. This is about money.
That's exactly what it's about, you know. And I said the same thing as it related to the NFL. As it related to football. Like, I didn't want to go 12. I thought 12 was too many. Now we know they're going 16. Like, 16 is too many. Two things about it. One,
where's that going to end?
It won't. And
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you don't need 76 teams in an NCAA tournament. All you do is create more games, more opportunity for the guys that deserve to be there to get hurt. And unfortunately, that's what it is. Like 76 games. Now you're allowing more teams to play in the tournament. Now the tournament is dragging out even further. Now it's dragging out even longer. Oh, by the way, you still have your conference championship tournament as well to play before that. When is enough? Like, I don't understand you understanding 64 was it. 64 was the number. It's what it was. It's split by 32. The winner of this is what it was.
But it was 68. They went from 65, the play-in, in 2011 to 68. Prior to that was 64, which I was fine with too. I guess I would, if I'm going to argue with myself.
It started at 32?
Right. If I'm going to argue with myself, why is 64 the right number?
Because we got used to it, maybe?
Perhaps.
Which means, my thing is deeper than that. My thing is you don't need 76 teams to know who the best team in college basketball is. Yeah. You don't need 16 teams to determine who the best team in college football is. There are only a handful of teams that deserve each year to be in that contention, to be crowned the champ at the end of the year. And you allowing these other teams to be in it. Like, how many blowouts were there this year?
Yeah.
Like Michigan, and I'm not bringing it up because they won that championship. Michigan beat 5 teams by 20 plus. Mm-hmm. Like, and they weren't the only team. Like, the average 1 seed had 2 20 plus wins. The average 1 seed did. Like, at what point is enough? Like,
you will now
it's
have
not quality basketball.
You will now have 52 teams auto slotted. 52.
Wow.
Yeah. And then you will have 24 leftovers. Yeah. That's what you're going to have.
Meanwhile, at the same time, now like the money this is the combatant to it. Let me say it like this. If you're extending football, if you're extending basketball, and there's no NIL, and there's no money being paid, and you're extending, see, it's a little bit different. Still don't like it, but it's different. Now, with money, with NIL, you're extending these schools. The schools that have are still going to be the ones at the end.
Absolutely.
The schools that have the money are still going to be there. It's still going to be Duke. It's still going to be the big schools. In football, you know who has the money. So you adding these 76 teams is all about money. It's all about greed. Now I got to watch another 8 teams that I've never heard of.
100%. People think that this is just going to be great for teams like Marshall, because now suddenly they're going to get in the 76. They could be one of now 12 play-in games at 2 different sites rather than at Dayton. If people are for this, I hope they're not promoting I love tradition, because the tradition of Dayton, there was something about that. I've been in Dayton at those types of games.
Basketball and
Dayton
track.
embraces it, all right? We have gotten in sports, we have gotten completely away from anything that is even remotely traditional, okay? And I'm not talking about uniforms, even though that might have been the start of it all. I don't know where it began, but it doesn't ring true to me. And to me, it's bothersome. Now, look, I can be hypocritical and say I didn't like the wild card in Major League Baseball, but now I do like it. I can say I don't like the play-in games when it comes to the NBA, and I still don't. I didn't like the expansion in the NHL and the amount of extra teams. It does keep people engaged. It does keep the fan bases in those various markets as a leader of a league to say, I want them to care at the end of the season, and you have more of that.
Yeah, I don't like the play-in because the play-in team is about to beat the Pistons. Although they're not really a play-in team.
It's a pretty unique play-in team.
Who's the only play-in team that really has done something was the Lakers that one year? I think the Lakers got to the Western Conference Finals.
Okay, I don't know. I know there's only been 6 teams, Kool-Aid, 6 teams who were an 8 that upset a 1, including back in that shortened season, 99, Knicks beat the Miami
Spurs
Heat. The Spurs beat the Knicks in the finals, but the Knicks beat Miami in the best of 5, 3 games to 2.
Right. P.J. Brown,
Tim Hardaway Sr., Dan Marley was part of that. Terry Mills, our friend, was on that Miami team. Alonzo wasn't on that team. But Terry Mills was.
With the Heat?
Yeah, not that year, not in 99.
Okay. Oh, you're right. He's still with Charlotte.
Yeah. So, but exactly, that's a 1 seed losing. Again, a little different. Yeah. And it's because it was best of 5. You know, I'm not a huge play-in fan either of that, especially when you got 10 teams overall. I think 8 is enough. Not to quote an old 70s TV show.
I know what you are a fan of. Golf.
For sure.
I got a good golf shot for you. Well, it's not a shot, technically.
Let me see it.
All right. Run that footage. This was at the Harrison Meadows Country Club. This was the New York Jets draft event that I got a chance to go to this past Thursday. Jets had a hell of a draft. That's what we need to start talking about tomorrow. I give some love out to the NY Jets. I like the draft that they had. But anyway.
They did. They had a really good draft.
Yeah, it was. We talked about some of that stuff.
So raising money for the American Kidney Fund, guys.
100%. This is on the heels of what happened with Nick Mangold this past season, passing away. So this was to raise money for that fund. Some ugly swings.
I was just gonna say.
Oh, here we go.
Bray.
You see the touch. You see the nice roll.
Ooh.
Bink.
Was it 16 feet?
Yep.
That's well done.
Just a little something, man. You know, just a little something. He did all this thing. He missed his putt. But anyway,
good for
I
you.
digress.
We gotta get Bray on that Pro-Am run.
You know what I'm saying? We got some stuff coming. I can't wait. In fact, we actually have a really big transition coming. We can't say too much about it on the show, but just know that Friday there is a transition, and I think you guys are going to like it.
I hope they do. I would say this about the golf. When I look at some of these guys' swings, I go, man, that's a bad swing. And then I wonder, when they're sitting back looking at me, are they saying the same damn thing? It could be.
Oh, I mean, this kid was special. Josh, so this is a new foundation for Josh. Josh was a longtime Jets fan, and he broke his spine. He fell. He tripped. He fell and tripped over the curb, broke his.
Oh, that's the hat you were wearing the other day.
This group is dope. Like the green. Don't worry, I got about 9 things that I'll be wearing over the next 3-4 months from them. Elite, kind of like where 1950s, 60s golf meets modern, if you will. That would be my description of it.
They're very cool.
So it was cool.
Where's that located? Where's the country club located?
Westchester, New York. That's where they got some of that cheese.
Well, no wonder you were invited. Hey, listen, big game tonight. Kool-Aid, what do we got? We got the post-game show right here on Woodward Sports after the game, right? Because you're going to be at Little Caesars Arena.
Yep. Yeah, I'll be live at LCA, going live right after the press conference as well.
Some of that content, man.
We'll see, man.
All right.
Your boy will be in the building now.
Oh, yeah.
What's your record with them?
14-1.
Who'd they lose
in
to?
the last 15 games that I went to? Who the hell did they lose to? The Nuggets.
Okay.
Lost to the Nuggets 3 years ago.
We'll allow that.
Okay, we know who to blame if they come up short tonight. We'll be talking about it here on the Braylon Edwards Show. Thanks for spending some time with us here on a Wednesday afternoon. Have a great rest of your day. Go Pistons, and we'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
See you.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.